Hello, my friends. I drew 4 cards to get started to try and identify who this reading is for. So, we start off with the Two of Air. Again, this is the Tarot of the Orishas. It is not, strictly speaking, a tarot deck. There are significant differences between it and a regular tarot deck. And one of those differences is right here. The Two of Air should be, in a regular tarot deck, I'm not going to say should, that's not correct. It would be the Two of Swords. It would be about stagnation. But instead we have two swans, which to most people, most readers these days, represents twin flames. So I'm going to have to go with that. And the book for this deck describes it as searching for ideals, communications, deals, transactions, strengths, and thoughts are put together, friendship, loyalty, and respect. All things that we should be looking for in a healthy relationship with good communication. And all things that are generally lacking in a twin flame relationship or a counterpart relationship, at least in the beginning. It takes a very long time to develop those things. The next card is the Devil, and that also shows up in connection with twin flame readings fairly often, and specifically in the sense that you can't escape from the connection. But again, this is the Tarot of the Orishas, so let's see what they have to say about it. Black magic, witchcraft, awful energetic and or spiritual pressures, bad thoughts, jealousies, and envy which are very destroying. Perversity, ignorance. Mental bonds, humor. So, there's also a reference to a destruction of the will. I think the reference to illusions is appropriate here. In the normal tarot deck, I would say that there is bad habits, bonds that are simply illusions, and addictions referenced as well. And of course, I don't usually talk about it, but yes, sexual issues, aberrations could be a factor. Could be a sex addiction. Could be something else. In any case, that's what we've got for this card in the Tarot of the Orishas. And then we have the Ace of Earth in reverse, and the Eight of Fire, which has been coming out a lot for me today. So Eight of Fire is normally the Eight of Wands, and it is activity. It says agility and movement are almost spontaneous, rapid messages in any way and in any context, unexpected love, unexpected reaction. So there are some similarities to the Eight of Wands in the Tarot, in that there is sudden movement, and there is messages. Okay. I get almost explosive movement from this. I mean, it's got volcanoes exploding all over the place. Not a few, lots of volcanoes. I assume it's 8. And then we have the Ace of Earth, which is normally very sluggish, very still. So it's in reverse. So let's see, stubbornness, persistence, greed, and lack of altruism. Well, I guess we can see what's causing problems here. I think in this context, the Eight of Fire is a bit of a tower energy. It is likely to destroy these Devil and reversed Ace of Earth influences, which is probably exactly what's needed, especially if we're talking about a twin flames relationship. So there's probably been a lot of destruction. There's been a really unhealthy relationship and an unwillingness to change. And now the change is coming, whether anybody likes it or not. And no matter what the outcome is, well, if it is truly a divine connection, it will be an improvement over what was before. All right, let's see. What other messages do you have? Yes, I had to cover up the Devil because it would really be offensive to some people, I think. It's a hermaphroditic devil. A naked hermaphrodite devil. Let me see what we've got here. Okay, we're going with the this deck. I can't remember the name, which is really odd. I really like this deck. Oh, I've never seen this card. Well, I probably have, but I've never pulled it for a reading before. It's very beautiful. So we have the moon, and this person looking into the water at the moon. The moon, of course, hides a lot of secrets, just like water does. You can't see below the surface of the water, and this person cannot see below the surface of the water either. In fact, they've got the moon reflecting back at them, so they really can't see anything except for this reflection. There's no way of knowing what's really going on under the surface. There are forces at work that you do not know or understand. Basically, the divine. It's right on top of the Two of Air, the Twin Flames card. All right, next up we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man indicates the need for a change of perspective, especially if you have been a stubborn person. This is really important to see someone else's point of view. It also indicates a pause. See that gap there between the skull and the body? You can't get much more of a pause than that. So you need to stop, take a look around, reevaluate what you think is going on and what's really going on. And take other people's thoughts and feelings and realities into consideration. Next up, we have the Eight of Cups and Judgment. As I said before, you're being called to go through a spiritual awakening. You're being called to evolve, grow, heal. Everything you know will change. The Eight of Cups is about someone leaving everything behind that doesn't serve them. It could be relationships, it could be a job, it could be starting a whole new life. So I'm struck by this little light right there. It seems to me that that is what the person is looking at. The Eight of Cups are around their head, which is appropriate because what you're doing is thinking through things and deciding what's worth keeping and what isn't. And being willing to leave behind what doesn't serve you, what's old and dead and decayed. I realize with this deck that is an obvious reference, but there's a famous psychotherapist, Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who said that every day we should ask ourselves, what within me must die today? And that's what this Eight of Cups makes me think of. She didn't mean it in a bad way. She meant that in order for us to grow and heal and become who we were really meant to be, becoming our best selves, we have to be prepared to let go of what no longer helps us to achieve that goal. And that's what that Eight of Cups is saying to me. Also, Judgment reinforces that, or this reinforces Judgment. Judgment is a major arcana, and major arcana are not negotiable. Good or bad, they are what they are, and unlike the minor arcana, where we can have some influence, the major arcana are too powerful. So you have basically an angel, and they're not going to take no for an answer. So it's best to think of change, evolution, personal development, however you want to put it, as a kind of a spiral. So you start from the bottom of the spiral and you go around and around and around and around. You learn the same lessons over and over again, but each time you learn something new and your understanding expands and becomes more nuanced. So each time you go around the circle, you are at a higher level than you were before. But that doesn't mean the lessons stop. They just keep coming. All right, what's next? Do we have any advice, perhaps? Well, what the heck. This is a twin flame reading. I'll get out my twin flame oracle deck. All right, what messages do we have here? The planets are activating us to heal and bringing us closer together. Surrender to the changes. The Hanged Man is a surrender card. So, that's funny. Yes, I forgot to mention that earlier, so it's a good thing that came out now. You do need to surrender to whatever it is Judgment, the divine, is bringing to you. It's not a choice. Just surrender. Messages. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories. Well, that's definitely something that goes on the Eight of Cups. Doing the emotional processing. Whether it's memories or something you're able to access more easily, you do have to work through them. If you need a therapist, you should by all means go see a therapist. You need to learn to accept help. And this one, you are my true love, my heart, and my soul. A little overly romantic, honestly. Everybody likes to think of twin flames as a very romantic kind of thing, and it's really, really not. Okay, our energy is stagnant. Triggers sometimes happen to break the stagnancy and help the energy flow again. That's kind of a nice way of saying the tower will come and shake your whole world to the ground if you don't get ahead of it and start making changes yourself. And finally, one of us is sad or angry and is creating an energetic match in frequency with the other. Stay conscious of this and, if possible, try to help us elevate it. In other words, stay positive. You are growing and healing. It's never easy, but it is a good thing. Your life will be better for it. You will be better for it. The people you love will benefit, mostly. Some people will not be willing or able to accept the changes that you make within yourself, and those people will fall away. It's a reality of healing. It doesn't matter whether you're a twin flame or not. This is how it works. Some people cannot accept you in your healed state. It's just too uncomfortable for them. Finally, I'm not giving in to fear. I know fear is only an illusion. That is a really wonderful card. I hope that's true of you. Don't give in to your fear. Keep going. Keep healing. It really doesn't matter whether you ever see or hear from your person again. As long as you keep healing, you're on the right path. And your life and you will benefit from it. Good luck.